the brony closet already.
Join us.
Come out of the stable, Kitty.
She screamed.
Jason, damn it! I just fell in the lava.
Batman as a cat without a cape.
You want to know what's funny? James with tits.
That's a hybrid human cat.
Welcome to the Just Fuck It Podcast, Episode 8, Return of the Jason.
Part 2.
Part 2, Kisty does ugly things.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a pre-recorded conversation. We don't need to bring that up.
Well,
ever.
You'll be happy to know.
Ever.
No,
ever.
I'm destroying the audio files right now as we speak, so you can take a chill pill.
Well, you did.
God.
I didn't say I didn't.
Damn it.
Audio gold.
Pure gold. Anyway. On this week's episode is your usual host, which is me. The embodiment of all that is not manly. Wait. Yeah, that's me. Knightmari. With my co-host.
Kisty Nocturne.
And my co-host S.
Wait, are you talking about her or me on that? Because you could be making a dig.
That was a burn to you, my friend.
Okay, well, I'm back again. Jason and B. I guess we should discuss, we didn't actually say last time, I am temporarily, officially a host now because of extenuating circumstances with your former, still co-host.
Yeah, Dylan's dead for the next couple months, so me and Kissy figure out how to work a Necronomicon, Jason's filling in.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
I say Jason should be a permanent fixture. We keep it at 4, and then we have special guests as number 5. I think we'll be fine.
I like the number 4.
I like 4.
I didn't like I am number 4, because that was
Speaking of 4, you know what it sounds like?
Whore?
No, Core, as in Legend of Korra.
Oh, you really want to go straight into that?
Yes!
Dude.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Give me 1 second, though. I'll tell you why the number 4 is my favorite number.
As long as it doesn't have to do with the previous conversation that is no longer in existence.
No, I was just going to go behind the meaning of the number 4.
Okay. Oops, that was me with a sound noise.
Yeah, the number 4 is actually, it's the number 13 in Japan, in terms of bad luck.
Interesting.
Because the word for 4 in Japan is, chi, which is close to the word for death, which is shini.
Okay.
Well, now you learned something. Let's talk about Korra.
It's amazing how little I care, though.
Thanks, Jason.
Okay, let's do a recap. Previously on The Legend of Korra, Korra was kidnapped by Councilman Tarlok, who was found out to be, through the visions of Korra, a descendant of a powerful waterbender who had mastered the ability to blood bend without the full moon. And, of course, Tarlok inherited and had mastered the ability himself. Korra was able to escape when Amon, leader of the Equalists, showed up, took away Tarlok's bending, and thought he had captured the Avatar, when in truth she faked him out, did her escape, and was able to return to Republic City thanks to her snow bear dog, Naga.
Snow bear dog?
Yes.
Polar dog, actually.
Polar bear dog. I just lost track of them.
This bear is made of snow!
Well, see, they have, like, weird animals in Avatar.
Spider rats?
Yeah, that's, like, my least favorite one they've ever come up with, by the way, is
The
spider
spider
rats.
Yeah.
That's just asking for a whole bunch of awful things to happen.
Yes.
I don't know if they're tiny and super furry and have tails and
Or they're
8 legs.
big.
That's what I thought of.
Or maybe they're, like, big with, like, 8 legs and a tail.
Yeah, I didn't know how that would work. Like, if they have the rat head and then the spider back end with, like, legs at the center and the tail. I didn't know how that worked, but it just the mention of that freaked me out a little bit. Because I am not a fan of that in any way whatsoever.
The one that cracks me up is the platypus bear.
The platypus
This is a bear. Just the bear cracks me up.
No! My favorite part is the turtle duck.
Oh, the turtle.
That's true.
The turtle duck is your
The
favorite?
turtle duck is my favorite Avatar creature. It's so hilarious because it's just like duck body and then just somebody glued a turtle shell onto the back. That's all it is.
And then
You're a
there's
turtle.
the baby moose lion, I think it was. A saber-toothed moose lion. Yeah, the
You're
cub
gonna-
that's sitting next to Sokka in one episode. Like, it's when Aang's learning earthbending.
now we're
Saber-toothed
back
moose
to
lion
the
cub.
Yeah, moose
Turtle-
lion cubs, duck turtles, or turtle ducks.
Yes.
What are some of the other ones?
Oh,
Wolf
Cloud-
bats.
So we have polar bear dog.
Wolf bat.
Oh, the wolf bats, yeah.
Wolf bat has to be like the most scariest thing ever when you sit and think about it.
Because it's got all the hunting instinct of a wolf with the terrifying appearance of a bat and can fly.
Yeah. And go on 4 legs.
Yeah.
So it can just like come in really close and then, whoa, wings, bitch.
I just want to pee myself now.
Okay, we've done the recap of Korra, and we've talked about all the adorable animals that they've created. Well, some of the adorable animals.
Yes.
But I like the eel hound.
I don't think I remember the eel hound.
You remember the like giant eel dog things that Sakura and everybody rode on during the final battle?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, those were cool.
Yeah, those were cool. And then they had the occasional normal animal, like a panda.
No, a bear. It was just a bear.
Oh, it was just a bear that was colored like a panda? Okay.
Yeah.
No, it was just a bear that was colored like a grizzly bear.
It was the Earth King's pet, which was just
No,
a normal
I'm
bear.
talking about the spirit animal.
Oh, the spirit. Yeah, that was just. It's a spirit panda.
It's a spirit panda, though.
Yes.
That means pandas exist. But anyway, we're getting off track.
Yes. We need to get to the current season of Korra's episode, and we are recording on June 16th. We need to remember to state the date so that way people know which episode, because they can look it up on the air date.
It is episode 9, Turning the Tides. And it is... Oh, I'm sorry, this is actually episode 10,
Yes.
Turning the Tides. It's episode 10, Turning the Tides. 11 and 12 are next week.
Yes. Which, unfortunately, is the finale for the season. Or at least that's what the preview said when I went to the site.
It is.
Yes, it is the season finale.
Oh, by the way, if they do make a second season, it's going to be Book 2 Energy. Calling it right now.
Actually, they already said that Korra is only going to be a 2-season show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the next book, since the books are their seasons.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking book 2's... I just lost it because my husband's watching.
Well, see, they
video
did
next to me.
for the show. They did Water, Earth, and Fire, and now book
Air.
1 of Korra is Air. So they're out of elements. So they might actually do
Energy.
There's energy, and then there's metal bending.
Yeah, but metal bending is technically still earth bending.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so
an
is
offshoot of
bloodbending.
bending. I know what they'll call it. They'll call it book 2 Spirit.
Probably.
Because technically energy bending is supposedly called spirit bending.
Yes, and of course Aang learned that from the lion turtle.
Right. Before we talk about this, I have read a theory on who Amon is, and I laughed my ass off at it, and then started thinking about it.
Okay.
Okay. Shoot.
Amon is Aang.
No.
No.
The end.
Couldn't
No,
be, because
okay.
then Korra couldn't be the Avatar.
Oh, they explained this actually. The theory is
She can
that
only bend 3 elements?
shut up and let me explain. As the Avatar got older, and Aang got older and saw what the world really was becoming, that there was a separation between benders and non-benders and all this other stuff, even though he had tried really hard to maintain the balance, he realized that as the Avatar, he was unable to affect a positive change in the world because people would always see him as the defender of bending, because that's what he represents. He is the 4-nation bending styles all mixed together. So, when he made preparations with the White Lotus to find the next Avatar, what he did was he faked his own death and used energy bending to take away all his bending in order to pass it on to the next Avatar. Which doesn't make sense to me because I thought you had to die for that, but this theory kind of makes a little bit of sense. He took everything away from himself except his ability to energy bend, which can be learned by anyone as long as you have a strong enough will. And some of the evidence that they cite is King Boomy, who was 112 at the time they meet him in Avatar and lived for a whole nother year minimum, so that would have made him 113 by the end of Avatar, The Last Airbender. it's not unheard of for people who are benders to live to a massively ripe old age, or people in general. Also, Amon keeps his face and, if you'll notice, his hands covered. He shows his fingers, but he doesn't show his hands where Aang's arrows would be, or his feet in any way. So that was his assumption that it might be Aang trying to set up a sort of trial of do the non-benders deserve what the benders have, this great level, this great status in the world. So he's trying to equalize everything, which would bring balance, in a sense, to everyone. It's an extreme version of bringing balance to the world.
I'm gonna tear this theory to shit right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for
I
it.
already did.
One, how would Korra still be able to have the visions inside her cage if Aang was still alive?
True.
True.
Two, if Amon was, as you said, over 100 years old, how is he able to still be sound like he's still in his mid-40s, maybe early 30s?
Actually, if you sit and think about it, he'd only be 70.
Yeah, but he would still sound, a bit older,
Voice modulator in the mask.
even though they have not established that at all.
Yeah. Hey, they established cars. I'm pretty sure they could do voice modulators.
That's true.
Oh, no. I agree the theory is stupid, but this was before this was to counteract all the Amon is boomy theories that were floating around. This is just listen, I'm tired of hearing that it's boomy.
It's
It
not
is
boomy. It's not.
It is boomy.
I'm actually beginning to lean that it's not boomy, and a big thing about that is the episode description for the next episode, which is Amon's identity is revealed, and he has ties to Avatar Zuko, or not Avatar Zuko, but Fire Lord Zuko.
Well, that's already kind of dismissed already, since the character who has a tie to Zuko is already
been introduced, and he's got Zuko's voice actor. Let's just.
Oh,
eyes.
no. We're spoiling
Ow.
the end of the episode.
Body.
We're spoiling the end of the episode.
Okay.
We gotta go in order.
Fine.
From the beginning of the episode, Korra is back at Air Temple Island, recovering from her traumatic experience of being kidnapped and almost captured by Amon.
With Mako leaning over her lovingly.
Yeah.
And jealous
which
girlfriend in the background.
Yep.
He's like, bitch, I'm gonna slap you in the face.
Right. So after they have their little lovers tiff in the kitchen while Korra is recovering, which I did love, by the way, the fact that he came in to the kitchen and there was what's Tenzin's wife name?
Hema.
Okay, Hema and what's the girlfriend's name?
Asami.
Asami. Hema and Asami are there, and he's like, "Yeah, I need warm water," and she's like, "You're a firebender. Get it yourself." And I'm, "Yeah, you're a firebender. Get it yourself."
Bitch, what?
It's not like, "Bitch, burn me some water." It's like, "Oh yeah, I can just fill it with water and firebend underneath it for 5 seconds."
Exactly.
That'll boiling water. What the hell is wrong with you?
Which immediately was I need to talk to her right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Asami, I love you, but I also love Korra.
Yeah. I love that he immediately blames Bolin. He's like, "Bolin told you, didn't he?" Yeah.
It's just
It doesn't matter who told me. If it didn't happen, no one would have told me anything. Oh.
busted.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
It's like that realization, like, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, me, Korra? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did."
but it's just like he didn't want to tell her because he wasn't sure. And he was like, "I'm stuck on you, but I have secret feelings for Korra."
I think, at the end of it, it's going to be more like brother-sister feelings than lovey-lovey feelings.
Yes.
Because, shipping just becomes so much easier when there's a love triangle.
Yeah. And also, it's kind of like the Toph and Aang relationship, how they were just like, "Yeah, you're cool, bro."
There was,
Bro.
semi-flirting there, but not much.
Well, it was more like, I think Toph looked at herself as kind of like an older sibling of Aang,
Right.
even though she was, I think, technically younger.
Yes, she was.
Because
Yeah, she was.
She was calling him
She was
Twinkle
10.
Toes, and he's freaking 40.
Yeah.
So,
Well, she was 10 when Last Airbender was going on.
okay, then yes. So having her go Twinkle Toes and him going, "I'm 40 years old, but you quit with the nickname already?" And she's like, "Never." I'll never give it up.
Oh, never. I nicknamed you this when we were kids.
Lynn!
You will never live this down. And, of course, immediately the Equalists, after this loving little moment, the Equalists start their attack using airships and are bombing various areas of the city.
No,
And
first they abduct the council.
Yep.
yeah, which, by the way, worst husband ever.
Yeah, he's just saying, yes, dear.
The the representative of the Fire Nation in Republic City is wandering around going, "Have you seen my keys? No, dear. Did we leave them on the kitchen table? No, dear. Oh, I found them. Good, dear." And then all of a sudden, there's a knock at the door. The councilwoman goes to see what's going on, and of course we get the spider rat infestation guys, and they're like, "Hey, we got a call about it." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't place a call." And then of course they turn out to be Equalists in disguise, Zapper. And then all that the guy can do is go, "Dear?
Yeah.
Is everything okay?" And I'm just like,
this electric current flying out from the front.
"Dude, she yelled."
She did. So it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, worst husband ever.
Yeah.
God knows what happened to the other representatives. They're dead. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the only
I'm
other
not saying they're dead.
the only other rep they had to capture was the Earth one. And
No, and also the Southern Water Tribe.
oh, that's true.
Yeah, there are two water tribes, one for the north, one for the south, and then there's a fire, earth, and air. So
They also how to capture Earth, by the way, Kisty.
Mm.
yeah, they just kind of cut it out. It made sense. It's a writing thing. We're like, oh, we're showing one of them getting captured. The assumption is they're all going to get captured, and that's
Except
just
for Tenzin.
Well, it was strengthened the next thing because, of course, the next person they attack is Tenzin. But I love his beard too because he like feels the electricity coming, and his beard goes out of sorts, and he's like, "Oh, electricity!" Whoosh, jumps out of the way.
Which actually brings me up to one of the best things that if you catch it, it's pretty damn cool. The thing with airbending is, if you remember from last Airbender, Aang never fought Ty Lee.
Nope. He never
Not
did.
once.
And if he did fight Ty Lee, the same thing probably would have happened with Tenzin versus the Chi blockers.
Yes.
Probably.
Because the thing with airbending is that you're always in constant movement, just like Chi blockers are.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And since you're both in that constant movement, whoever has the faster movements would obviously win that fight.
Right. Unless, of course, this is me thinking strategically. If you're an airbender, you just get ahead of them in their movements. I don't care if they're faster. What you do is you block where they're gonna be, and all of a sudden you have the advantage.
Yeah, which is why airbenders are like the best weapon against Chi blockers.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, after all this starts going down, and Tenzin realizes that
Everybody's under attack, oh god.
yeah, everybody's under attack, he gets the horrifying report that a blimp is heading toward Air Temple Island.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
Lynn,
After, of
protect
course,
my children, by the way.
yeah, Lin, the former chief of police, is now a protector. Lin Beifong is now the protector of Air Temple Island since she is retired from the force, and is actually protecting Air Temple Island. And probably one of my favorite moments of the episode is the moment. Milo when Tenza's wife comes out and finds out what's going on. She goes, "Oh, good, I could use a couple of extra hands around here." Tosses Milo at her and goes, "He needs a bath. Can you take care of that?" And then as everyone walks away, he looks at her and goes, "I have to poop. Really bad."
And she just metal bends a whip around him.
Yeah, she just metal bends a whip around him in a very girly action. Of course, I'd probably do the same thing. She's already holding him at arm's length.
Yep.
And, of course, then he announces, "I have to poop really bad." Her immediate response is, "Well, not touching this anymore." Pulls out her metal bending whip, puts a little anchor around him, and then holds him out with the whip as far as she can and walks off screen. My favorite moment of the episode, everybody. My favorite moment of the episode.
I had to muffle my laughter when I saw that scene because I was like, oh, yeah. I know what's happening next. But my favorite moment is coming up here because I don't want to spoil it for the next part.
Well, when they start the assault on the island?
Yes, that's where we are now. Of course, Equalists, with the blimp heading toward the island, thinking that they can capture the Tenzin's children, since the attack on capturing him failed.
Yes.
They head toward the island, and Chi blockers come down and face Lin Beifong in a, I think, 6-on-1.
Which she pretty much whoops their asses in until the guy with the fucking stun clubs comes out of nowhere.
Yep. And wraps a line around her and shocks her. And then rescued by the kids.
Jinora, Ikki, and Milo.
Yeah, Ikki and Nilo decide, you know what? Our mom may have just gone into labor because of the stress of this attack, but we need to defend our home. And by God, do they defend their home?
No, it was mostly Jinora was like the badass there.
Yes.
Dinar was the badass, and then Milo comes along with fart bending. That's really what he does.
That was the
Fart
best
bend.
for me. I usually do not like fart jokes, but just seeing Milo farting and making the guys pretty much pass out was just epic to me. That was just
The worst part of it was his immediate response is, as he jumps into the fray, every one of them is like, "This is our home," or "Get your hands off my dad's ex-girlfriend," or something really silly. And then all of a sudden, Milo jumps into the fray and goes, "Taste my fury!" and just shoves his butt into an Equalist's face and airbends his fart. And the guy just immediately drops.
that has to be the best moment for me. It's just
It is one of the best moments.
Yeah, like, I actually looked into the styles of fighting for them, and I'll bring it up later after we discuss the episode, but I'll explain why the fighting styles are so potent for that combination.
okay.
But yeah, so Tenzin makes it back to the island, and Pema had her child finally.
Yay. So
I forgot what they named him.
Rowan.
Rowan, yeah. I was really expecting like some name familiar to the series, like
Nope.
Sokka, or
Aang.
they were gonna name Aang, or they were gonna name him. Who was Sokka's dad's name?
Fuck.
That name, or Bato, or something that we've heard before.
Nope.
But no, it was Rohan, and of course, during all the happy news, they come to the realization that
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
yeah, we gotta get the fuck out of here. They're coming back. They realize that the first blimp failed, so they're sending more.
Oh, by the way, cleanest fucking sheets ever for a woman who just gave birth.
Right?
They'd probably change them.
In 30 seconds?
It can happen.
You're not moving a woman who just pushed a baby out of her vagina that
Well,
fast.
no, I mean, like, get a fresh blanket and cover her. Because if you noticed, there was no blood to be seen ever in Avatar. Ever.
Now that I think about it. Oh, no, there was blood.
There's blood.
Okay.
Yeah, there's blood. If you think about it, if one of the people is a waterbender, that would really come in handy.
Gross. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, continuing on. So we have the baby boy born, and they need to leave the island. So you get to see more than one. Everybody said,
Oh, we missed something actually that I think is very important and very cool.
okay.
They got tickets?
No. After hearing about the assault on the city, Korra, Bolin, Asami, and Mako decide, well, we better go defend the city while Tenzin is attending to the council. So they leave, get to the council building as Tenzin is being taken on by, I think, 6 of the
6 mecha tanks.
Yes.
mixed mecha tanks that are created by the Equalists, which I thought was really cool that they had magnets on them so they could easily defeat the metal benders since they all wear metal.
See, here's the thing, is that we've seen how the metal benders put on their uniform. Why don't they just bend themselves out of it?
Well,
kind of suspended against a giant fucking magnet.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's the
That's
reason
true.
the magnet was so powerful, is it stretched them, meaning they couldn't do the necessary movements.
That's true.
So, that was... I'm echoing on somebody.
Yeah, I don't.
It might be me. Hang on. How's that?
Better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
better. Okay.
It was me. Sorry. I had my
Okay.
microphone turned up. I'll turn up my actual volume on my computer.
Okay. So, after that, Tenzin is being taken down when Korra and crew arrive and handily defeat all 6 mechs in probably some of the best fighting scenes of the series so far.
Yeah, and the best one was definitely Mako taking out that electric current and redirecting it.
See, here's the thing. They immediately did the whole, like, the Equalists generally take out benders by shocking them into unconsciousness.
Yep.
And that was probably the best part about this fight is Mako is, of course, a firebender, and one of the offshoots of firebending is lightning bending. So they're shocking him, and I'm just like, wait, he's a firebender. Can't he redir? And, like, while I'm saying redir, he shoots the lightning back at the mech, and I'm just like, well, thank you, writers. You just completely cleared up that plot hole in 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I was just like, yes!
And Asami, really, as a non-fighter, as a non-bender, really can hold her own in a fight because she was taking on
Like
Amon
5 or 6 Equalists.
Yeah, 5 or 6 Equalists, and they were coming at her pretty fast, and she was handily taking them out.
Yeah, she had
with
the glove.
power glove.
Yeah, well, still, I mean,
Yes,
even
power
if it was a
glove,
straight-up fight, she still looked like she had enough skill to take them out.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Dude,
It would have been a longer fight, but that Equalist glove really equaled the odds, in a sense.
yes.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I know.
Nice pun there.
I know. I know. So that's when we realize all the stuff is happening at Air Temple Island, and then they decide, oh, shit, we gotta get out of here.
Yes. And then, of course,
they're followed by blimps that are apparently as fast as flying bison.
which does not make any sense whatsoever, because judging from the speed of those blimps in the city, they shouldn't have been able to keep up with the Sky Bison. I'm sorry, it's just, no.
Didn't you see them? They have propellers.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. They were
They have
still
like 80 of
moving
them.
slow.
They have like 80 propellers.
They really do. It's like 8 to keep them up, and like 6 in the back to keep them going forward. Like,
And like
damn.
70,000 to make them go forward.
That's true.
Right.
But anyways,
But, see,
they're big.
this is the
You
part
have
where...
wind resistance. I mean, easily Tenzin could have just gone, here, take the reins, kids. Walk up and go, whoosh, and throw the air current at them, and watch them fall from the sky.
Whoosh.
right. But he was a little more concerned about the baby.
That's true.
And in order to protect them, the group of people that we know as the main protagonists of Avatar decide to split up. Team Avatar, namely Korra, Bolin, Mako, and Asami, decide, well, it's time to go wait in the city for reinforcements from the National Army, which Tenzin had contacted while he was in the
Police headquarters.
police headquarters. And Tenzin, Lin, and his family, and Tenzin's family decide, well, we need to get out of here because A, we just had a baby, B, we're the last airbenders in the world, and C, if Amon gets a hold of us, not only does he have leverage over Tenzin, but he could literally wipe out the last airbenders in the world.
He would literally fulfill the goal that was set forth in the first series.
Yes.
Yeah, he would defeat every
And so,
airbender.
instead of getting the airbenders, let's just straight up say it,
Lynn sacrifices herself to make them get away.
yes.
In the most epic way possible.
Oh, yeah.
She Spider-Man onto that blimp.
Yeah, she Spider-Man's onto the blimp via a connection of her metal-bending whip and a cable that was launched from the ship, and decides, you know what? I'm just going to rip this ship's top in half.
Yeah,
And then proceeds to do so.
Yes.
because metal benders can't get onto our blimps, so why make them out of platinum?
Right, yeah. They're up in the air. Metal benders can't reach that. Holy shit, she reached that high.
Oh
Holy
shit!
we're
It's like
screwed.
what's she doing out there? She can't reach the top of the. She reached the top of the link. Fuck.
Look, I know.
You could just see the
And-
engineer going, fuck.
Yeah, like he sees her flying in air, just like,
But then she got captured on the second blimp.
Yes.
yeah, she sadly.
The second blimp
while
was
trying-
watching the first blimp. Let's just...
Yeah, so they at least had some heads up. If she'd have been able to somehow crash the first blimp into the second, it would have
Which
been...
I thought she was gonna do, by the way.
Me too.
Same.
I really... Because her final words to the family is, no matter what happens, don't turn back.
Yeah, don't come back for
And
me.
she Spider-Man's herself onto the blimp. Of course, by Spider-Man, I mean she uses the whip and thing to swing across the distance.
Yeah, which
and gets up.
I find kind of funny because you see the whip grab a rope that was shot at them originally to capture the bison, and she just chopped that thing to nothingness.
She chopped the net to bits.
Yeah, she chopped a net to bits, and in the aftermath connected her whip.
And then she swings over, but as you look, you do not see the rope. All you see is her whip in like the next 3 shots. So it's like
they could have been like after she jumped, they could have been retracting the rope.
Oh, that's true. They could have been, which would explain why she was able to make that jump so easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
she would have gotten a little additional force, or additional speed.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered something kind of funny. When the kids showed up in the battle at the air temple, it was... I can't remember which daughter said it, but it was, get away from my dad's ex-girlfriend.
It was the first girl. It was the first girl that entered the fray, because...
I thought Icky said that.
No, it was the first girl who was entering on the, staff...
The glider.
And she said, "Get your hands on my dad's ex-girlfriend," and then kicks the dude with the electrified clubs in the face.
Yep. That dude is the most ineffective sequelist ever.
Right?
He's always getting his ass kicked. And what's even worse is that he fell into a bunch of trees, so we're like, yeah, he got his butt kicked, he's dead. No, he fell into trees, which means he's probably going to be like the sneaky spy running around the island, like waiting for them to get back.
Yeah, sure, whatever. If he was a good bad guy, he would.
Yeah. Smart bad guy.
But after Lynn is captured and sadly is taken in front of Amon and her bending is taken away, assuming, okay, here's something that I want to discuss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Energy bending or spirit bending is basically what equates to will bending.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning
forcing
that
your will on somebody else.
It's forcing your will on someone else. If they can't do it, if the person's okay, there's an A person and a B person. A person is trying to take away B person's bending.
Okay.
A person has to have a stronger will than person B. I really don't think, even despite all his victory and how defeated she may have felt, Amon had a stronger will than Lynn.
No, I think at that point she was pretty broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, no, because she confined herself to the I'm probably going to die and or lose my bending. That may have broken her, but I think if they just went one-on-one, Amon would have gotten his ass handed to him.
Probably. I think there's going to be a
And
catch.
also,
I have a theory that as soon as Amon gets his butt kicked, everybody's going to get their bending back. I just
Nope.
I just got that feeling because it's that or
something
he
I want to
dies.
discuss.
Either one of those. I mean, it's just there has to be a way. And I hate the trailer episode, by the way, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. Here's something I want to discuss when we discuss the trailer episode. There are 2 things I want to discuss. But anyway, we have Lynn getting her bending taken away.
Which I cried manly tears for.
I hung my head in sadness at Lynn's
The minute she was
situation.
captured, I was like, "Well, there goes Lynn's bending." They got to give it back to her though, because I'm sorry, she's Toph's daughter. You can't.
Yeah. Well, Amon said he would have let her keep her bending.
Well, he said
he would let her keep her bending if she told him where the avatar was, which she didn't even know to begin with. So if she'd honestly just said,
no, she could have said in the city.
No. She didn't even have to say that. That's the city. The city's a huge place. She could have honestly just said, I don't know. We separated at Air Temple Island. I didn't want to protect the Avatar as much as I wanted to protect the Airbenders. That's the truth.
That's true.
Yeah.
And he still would have gone, well, you're no use to me. Bam. Or she could have gone, he went to the city and like, oh, thanks for the information. Bam. There's your earthbending gone. I'm not going to keep my promise.
That's true.
It's a bad guy. Of course you don't leave the first thing.
I may let you keep your bending, which means I'm thinking about it, but I already made my decision.
Yeah. So after that, the sadness of the situation comes into view in Korra as she is in the sewers of Republic City, looking across the landscape, which is being bombed and most of it on fire. And Mako makes the suggestion that they need to go further into the sewers in order to be safe. And we see probably what is the coolest thing of the entire series so far.
Abu?
No. We see the fleet of the Defense Force and a young man sitting on top of the bridge of the lead ship, to which a messenger says to him, "The Avatar is hiding somewhere in Republic City." She sends wire to say that they need reinforcements. And he responds, "We will be there in 3 days. Tell her I look forward to retaking Republic City with her." Yes, that is very good.
Iroh.
General Iroh.
Iroh.
So it's like,
And the guy is the spitting image of what Zuko would look like without a
He is
scar.
the spitting image and the same voice actor of Zuko.
yes.
And that just made my heart just like raise a few levels. I was like,
That made my dick hard.
I literally was like, I was very quiet, but I was going, yes, yes, yes.
yes, I was so happy. I was just,
So there is your character connected to Zuko. That's probably his son.
oh, of course it's his
Yeah.
son. Or his grandson or something.
Son
No, I would
or
think his son.
and or nephew.
Looks like. No, he looks like he'd be like Tenzin's age range.
Oh, that's true. He doesn't look old
That's true.
as Tenzin, but
He looks.
Yeah.
he
but, you
does
know.
look rather young. So he could have been born several years after Tenzin.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Of course, then again,
been
to be a
70
general, you
years.
have to be in
you
a...
can technically go through a generation. I
Yeah.
mean, for all we know, he could be Zuko's grandson and be Korra's
But that
age.
makes no sense because you have to be in the military for a long time to be general.
Yeah.
Think about it here. You got ancestry from one of the greatest generals of the Fire Nation. You have
The Fire...
Fire Lord
Son.
as your dad or grandfather. You're gonna move up the ranks pretty damn quick. You're gonna catch
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to be taught by some of the best
Yeah.
in a very short matter of
So,
time.
He
But
could be
I kind
Korra's
of believe
age.
the son thing.
He could be Korra's age,
I believe...
in my opinion.
Right.
You
Anyway.
say he could be Korra's age?
Yes,
He does not look that young.
He kind of
he
does.
does.
No,
It's only
not
a
really.
shoulder to head shot, so we don't really know how tall he is. Of course, I
How
would
about
laugh my
if
ass off if he, like, the next shot of they arrive at Republic City and he walks off of a step stool. And he's like, I'm a teenager. But,
I think Avatar has taught us if you want to be a badass, you need to be in your late teens, early 20s.
yes. So, it is possible. I mean, we're 70 years in. Zuko was
Actually,
about
now that I look
20.
at him...
So,
No. Zuko, by the end of Avatar, was just a couple years older than Aang.
sure.
He was like 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He could have had kids
I'm
right
actually,
after.
I have the episode up, and I'm looking at him. He is actually an older gentleman, I would say in his late 20s, early 30s, late 30s at the most.
So he's probably Zuko's youngest son. Or oldest
Yes.
grandson. So those are the two theories that are going to be bouncing around the internet.
He's definitely his son. Get over it.
I still say grandson.
I'm okay with son. I think it would be son.
Very
just,
attractive son, by the way.
He is kind of cute.
He needs a scar. Get that kid a scar.
No.
Bitches love scars.
Bitches love Scott. No, I do believe it would be son, if anything, because his name is Iroh.
That's true. Which, it does kind of work. And dang it, I wish... I really wish The Promise would hurry up and finish publishing. Because I want to know what happens to Zuko's mom, for crying out loud.
No, see, I'm right. Episode 11, June 23rd, a relative of retired Fire Lord Zuko joins in.
Yeah, there you go. That's his
Oh.
son.
And Korra faces Amon for what may be the last time.
Yes.
Okay.
The preview I saw
That's the-
showed Amon taking Korra's bending. Like, his hand was on her
No, no,
head
no, no,
and
no.
she screamed.
It just shows her in the position.
Nope, I saw
Yeah.
the finger on the
It
head.
doesn't show her getting it taken
No.
away.
No, it does,
It does
actually.
show
it
the
shows,
finger on
it
her
shows
head.
her... It shows his hand coming on her head.
And her eyes going wide and she screams. But, of course, they show a shot of Mako, I think it is, the firebending brother. Like,
Yes.
with the look of no on his face just before they cut away
Right.
to Legend of Korra season finale, blah, blah, blah information here.
Right. this is something I want to bring up, and I have the episode and I have it muted while I'm watching this, or while we're doing this, just so I can rewatch this because I want to discuss a few things. The first part of it is the movement of Amon is very weird. It makes me think he has trained either as a chi blocker extraordinaire or has very good talents as a bender because he moves like a bender.
You know, that would be kind of like, and I'm sorry to reference Harry Potter in this, but it's like how Voldemort was all about the purebloods when really he was a half-blood.
Right,
so
yeah.
It could be Amon. Well, Amon is energy bender. Let's just face it. He is an energy bender.
Right, he is. I do love that irony.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I am actually here right now.
But I'm making you all equal. And so therefore, it's like you should worship me as if I were a god.
Oh, wait, can I just bring something up?
The actual scene is Amon with his hand on Korra's head and her screaming and her eyes closing.
Yeah.
So he does get her hands on her. However, something that I think is interesting is if you go back and watch it, because I'm watching
I can't watch it because sound.
I don't think Amon takes away bending as much as he gains it himself. And if you want to hear my theory why, if you look at Korra, she is in the position, but she is in no way looking like she is restrained. Like there aren't the proper cuffs on her.
No, it's obvious he has her. He has one hand on her back, where her arms are.
But what I'm saying is, what makes me think he went after Councilman Tarlock was because if you go back and look, it's like maybe 5 seconds. But if you go back and look at Korra, when he has her in this position and he puts his hand on the back of her neck to pull her head back and all that stuff, she's actually shaking violently like someone who's being blood bent. And if you look, the very next person they show is Mako, and he's fighting against his own body. Like his hand is shaking.
Okay.
And his eyes are wide. I think that Amon does not take away bending as much as he learns what he absorbs what it is, and that's why he went after Tarlock so quickly was because blood bending. Anytime I want, I am totally on board with this. Okay.
So continue because I'm watching the preview.
Those are my two things I wanted to bring up was that Amon moves way too much like a bender or a chi blocker, and the fact that I think Amon does not take away bending as much as he does absorb it into himself. So yeah, everybody who's bending get taken away may be returned to them in some way or another.
You know what? Looking at it, yes.
That great.
And
say something.
Ooh, you know what? This just pops up a theory for me.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
Thank you. The thing is, Amon's still a chi blocker. He could easily just strike Korra and Mako and have them have the same result of bloodbending happen to them, where they could still struggle against their own body.
Agreed, but
you know what? Korra's face says it all. That yes, she is being bloodbent, but I think it's Tarlock's dad. I think that's who it is.
Oh, that would be a good twist.
Because they said, because Aang took away his bending, how else would Amon know how to block bending if he didn't learn it from Aang by accident?
Yeah, but
like Aang didn't realize he transferred the ability rather than just used it on him.
Well, if you want to say that, then how did Ozai not learn it too?
Ozai,
he may have, but
he just
Ozai was in prison for the rest of his life.
Kind of kept him bound,
kept out of arm's reach.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
And plus, all the guards that may have attended to him could have been non-benders, so the ability really doesn't work unless a dude's a bender.
Or it could be
Yakone.
Yakone, yeah. It could be Yakone.
Yeah.
Because they're being blood bent. It's that obvious.
I do agree with Knightmari that it could be chi blocking. However, the fact that if you notice chi blocking, it makes your body go limp. The way they're being restrained or held. It looks more like blood
Well,
bending.
I think Mako may have been chi blocked because he's on the ground,
Mhm.
but Korra is probably being blood bent by somebody. So,
Okay.
but when her eyes close, I think that's when she's gonna go into Avatar state. It's just the eye closing and the zoom up of her eye is too much similar to when Aang would do it.
Right.
So-
Agreed. But if not,
Because thinking about it, Aang went into Avatar state before he learned all the elements. Why can't Korra do the same thing?
It's just a defense mechanism. They would probably.
yeah, it's a defense
Which
mechanism.
would mean when Amon's trying to take her bending away, Avatar state kicks in, and she's probably going to kick his ass and knock the mask off. And that's when we get his identity.
Or it
Right.
could not happen.
Yeah, it could not happen.
It could, but we'll see.
Because remember, she's still a spiritual retard.
Yeah. But then again, the Avatar state takes over to protect the Avatar, spiritual or no.
Yeah.
It's a protection mechanism when put in extreme danger.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Go back
That's
and watch.
That's what Roku described
Yeah.
it as.
And also go back and watch.
He
Aang
described
go
it
into
as
the
all
first
the
Avatar
avatars-
state. It's in self-defense.
The way Roku described it, if I remember correctly, is that the spirits and experience of the former avatars go into the current avatar's body to protect it.
And she's not a spiritual retard. I mean, she got those messages from
Yeah.
Aang.
Yeah, but she's still mostly a spiritual
She
retard.
is a spiritual noob. Let's keep it at that. Yeah.
Still,
I
still
noticed
retard.
how the trailer has a lot of cuts of the prior episodes and like 3 shots of the new one.
Yeah.
We need to note that because when he's
Well, they say it, and then they're like, "You've seen her powers grow," and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, "Oh, okay. So this is just the recap scenes, and then we're gonna get to the, oh my god."
Yep. It's sad. It's we're gonna run out of things to talk about for this one, but we've talked to Korra to death now. I think.
Yeah, we've talked Korra to death, and I do believe Knightmari had something he wanted to talk
Yes.
about.
I was going to talk about how like the bending styles were the thing with. I was just going to really talk about how the chi blocker and airbending styles were similar.
Oh, they're very similar.
Didn't we talk about that? Didn't we talk about that once already?
No.
Not.
I remember
in
we
a
talked about
aired
the martial
podcast.
arts.
We did not talk about it in the unaired one.
Yeah, we talked about it in one that's actually
Okay.
aired.
I'll have to go back and listen to it.
I know we did. I think it was the first one I guessed it on, or not guessed it on, but was the last one all 3 of us were on.
Yeah.
That not the unaired one, but the one before that.
6.
Yeah, so 6. We talked about that
I
already.
wasn't in 6.5, and
But there's something I want to talk about that everybody will love and hate me for.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Before we
This is
okay,
this is a fun game, but dear God, did it need a couple more months of polishing.
I have taken a look at it through some of the Achievement Hunter videos and
my pants are tight because I'm thinking about it.
Let's Plays, because there are like 1 or 2 out there. They're not that great, but
Yeah.
it looks like a game that is kind of. I'm trying to be delicate about this. It's just not my type of game. I'll just straight up say.
Oh, I can understand that. See, no, that's a personal opinion. I can't say, how dare you say that? No, it's your personal opinion. I can't dispute your personal opinion on anything.
And it's, if I sat down and actually played it, I might be able to get into it, but I just don't see the appeal of a cheerleader with a chainsaw. It just doesn't work for me.
If I had to say what this game is, it is a spiritual successor and bastard child of Shadows of the Damned and Bayonetta.
Yep.
That's what this game feels like to me. But the one thing I think they really needed to focus on, more than anything, was the combat controls, because I personally do not like them until you start having enough medals, which is the currency in the game, to buy combos. Because without them, you are weaker, uncoordinated, and your moves do not chain together. You have 2 basic attacks. You have a pom-pom attack, which is used to more or less stun zombies, weaker zombies, and then you have your chainsaw attack, which is your stronger attack that you can link to at first up to 3 times, and then as you buy more combos, you get additions and all that stuff. But initially, you can't chain your combos together. Like, you can't go pom 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 chainsaw until you buy the combo for it. And even then, you're restricted to that combo. You can't go, okay, well, I want to go pom pom chainsaw chainsaw pom 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 pom. It doesn't work that way. And I don't like that because the game doesn't flow well when you're in a huge group of zombies and you know what you need to do or something you'd like to do to get out of the situation other than pressing the B or circle button to jump out of the way. I think it may be the circle button on the PS3. It may be something else. Okay.
Think of it this
to
way.
get out of the way.
Xbox 360. Because Triangle has
it's
3
B
points.
on Xbox 360. It'll be whatever it is on the PS3. It's the far right button.
PS3, it's literally A is X, the X button is a square, Y is a triangle, and B is a circle. The Xbox 360. You can see where they had an issue with that? Okay, why do I have bits replaying here? Because I pulled up the Let's Play and immediately muted it. So I could look at bits.
I don't like that, but I do like the game. I think the game is funny, and in some sense, Tara Strong is very good as Juliet. Michael Rosenbaum is actually the boyfriend, the head that you've seen a ton.
Nice.
And the only downside to him is that, like most sidekicks, they give him that one line that he continuously says over and over and over and over and over if you do a fight too long. So he becomes graining on you. But the one thing that I don't like is the combat controls. That's the only real gripe I have against the game right now. And everybody goes quiet.
Sorry.
Yes.
I do like the fact that they do have kind of a comic book feel to this.
It is a very comic book feel, and it's a lot of fun to go back and do the different kind of challenge modes, because last night I was doing the score attack challenge, and it was a lot of fun, because that's the bad thing about this too, is like I said, the combat controls. It all goes back to the combat controls for me, is when I went back and was more powerful because I had bought all of these combat combos, the game became much easier, because I could be like, oh, well, there's a huge group of zombies coming. I'm just going to use my overhead swing and beat the crap out of them that way. Or I'm going to use my chainsaw thrust to get like 4 of them in a go. And there is something really cool that they do, which I'm sure everyone has seen, which is called sparkle hunting, which is when you normally behead 3 zombies at once. It goes into a very special cutscene where you see Juliet pass by them and their heads come off, and you get a bonus of medals as well as a platinum medal, which is used to buy certain unlockables like costumes and music and things like that, which you'll garner a ton of if you do sparkle mode enough, and that's how you buy stuff for like certain achievements in the game. Yep. But I like the health system, the fact that she's so obsessed with lollipops. Your health bar is a lollipop, a line of lollipops, and they decrease as you take damage, obviously, and you can increase them. The difficulty is very good. Really, the only thing I'll say it 1,000 times, the only thing I have a problem with is they really could have tightened up the combat controls for when you don't have combos, and that would have made this game like a 9.5 for me. But right now, as it stands, it's sitting at a 8 to a 7.5 for me. And keep in mind, I'm only through the prologue and the first chapter. The game could get considerably better and considerably funnier the more the game goes on, but right now it is sitting at a 7.5 to an 8 for me. Good rent, maybe not perfect buy.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably should have let one of you guys play it so I wouldn't be talking the whole damn time.
I don't have it.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. I want to get it. Now you just said those things, and now I don't.
It's you know what? As I said, it's a great rent. If you have GameFly or you have a red box or something near your house, go pick up Lollipop Chainsaw and try it out. It's fun. You're probably not going to... If you're a completionist like me, yeah, I'm going to have this game for probably the next 2-3 weeks completing it. I couldn't do, like, the quote-unquote GameStop 7-day rental service. So I can't do that.
I might, because I have a lot of... I wish I could had the time to be a completionist about a lot of my games, but I don't.
I sometimes make time. Like, I will sit and focus on one game even though I want to play other games, and I will sit and focus on the one game I want to complete, which is actually where a lot of my Achievement Hunter videos came from. It's, oh, I want to complete this game. Nobody has a guide up for it. Oh, well, I'll just make the guide myself, which is actually something I'm doing in Lollipop right now. I'm doing all the Lollipop collectibles, although if they come out with it on the main age side, I'm going to be like, screw it, not going to do it anymore. But until they do, hopefully I'll have half the game done by the end of the weekend.
All right.
Nice.
Well,
Oh, and I was just looking at stuff here while Jason was on his rant about Lollipop Chainsaw, because I really don't care.
I could talk about the horrible Hellraiser movie I saw last night.
I've
No,
seen
it's
all
cool.
the Hellraisers.
No,
so...
have you seen Hellraiser Hellworld? That movie is
Yes.
horrible.
I can agree with you on that. It is.
I got in after the first 20 minutes, so I didn't understand the pitch. And once they recap everything at the end of the movie, I was like, dear God, someone needs to rip this movie apart. Not to mention, I came in on it at one of the most hilarious continuity errors ever. And as an editor, I laughed so hard when I saw this continuity error. Because, of course, I'm going to see it. The normal audience wouldn't. Good-eyed viewers would. There's a girl coming into a house after receiving a phone call and being confronted by Pinhead in a forest. So she leaves the forest to head back to the house to rescue a friend. She rushes in through the front doors, opens the door wide, and doesn't close it behind her. So the force of her entering the room kind of hits the door against the wall, and it starts coming back like doors do. In the very next shot, I mean, they don't even change the person that you're looking at. They change the shot from a close-up to a wide angle. The door is completely shut, whereas the door was halfway open in the previous shot. It is literally 1 second of time has passed. And I saw that and immediately went, that editor just did not give a shit at this point.
As most
he
bad
knew what he
movies
was
are
working on.
done,
He knew
yeah,
he was working.
knew that it was going to be bad. So,
And I will tell you, as someone who has worked on some crap projects before, when you know you're working on shit, you stop trying. You stop trying real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are just happy with, oh, the director likes the shot. I don't give a shit anymore.
and then henceforth, bad movie, because movies do rely on the editing. And IMDb, thanks to the goofs section, will rip a movie to shreds with continuity errors. It's like, by the way, we could tell this shot was taken at a different time than this shot. And it's hilarious. I love to sit and read the goofs and continuity errors for movies because it's fun little information. It's useless information, but it's still fun.
It's fun. It's fun for me to read because I'm just like, okay, don't do that ever.
But you will. Everybody does it.
Go to your color correctionist and be like, dude, we need to color this part of it right now.
Yes.
Because I've done that. I've had to turn a shot where we were in the middle of a rain. I love this shot. It looks horrible, and I will never post this ever. We're in the middle of storm season, and we had one day where it wasn't raining, and that was the day we were shooting. And it is the darkest looking scene, and I had to make it look like it was a bright, sunny afternoon. And I was just like, I can't do it. So I start fidgeting around and color correcting and doing all this. It looks like it's in the afternoon, but you can really tell that we have a spotlight. You can tell that there's some off-camera lighting.
Yeah, I actually had to film a movie at night because it was supposed to be for a music video. And I thought, I can just simply color correct the green out that my video camera does. Because I was actually using night vision. Nope. The movie had to go black and white.
No, you can't do that.
Well, it was supposed to be a flashback scene anyways. It just made it really grainy. And this was the first time I had taken the digital video class, and the whole thing was like last minute plans. Plus, I had one cast member who was a complete and total waste of my time.
So, now, Mario, there was something you wanted to talk about.
Oh, yes, that. I wanted to talk about that 20 minutes ago, but,
Tangents.
We started talking about real stuff. Sucks.
Totally. Anyway, I was gonna say I probably figured out how Amon knows energy bending.
Ooh,
Oh, okay,
yes,
wow.
Let's hear it. Give us a...
Yeah, but let's have more Korra talk.
I mean, come on, Korra's a
Just
really good
fucking
show.
tops
Yeah, it is.
Korra.
But you know what? We are not as bad as Mike talking about My Little Pony. That's all I'm saying.
That's true. We don't argue
I'm
who's
not-
the best
I'm not-
character in
what-
Avatar. So I think that's what's separating us from them.
Fluttershy, yay.
No. Okay, what is it? Why is he an energy?
Okay. Well, the thing with energy bending is that since anyone can do it, but the thing is most people don't know how to do it. It's that the lion turtle said that he was one of the last guardians of the art. So I'm thinking Amon probably found the other energy bending master, since there can be more than one.
Yeah.
And also since if it is booming, like I think it is, he'd probably find the lion turtle like Aang did.
And it just showed up.
Right, he may have run across it and be like, "Oh, you're the son of the Avatar. I taught him this.
It's like I
Let
taught
me
you
teach
this.
you."
I taught him this, and since I can sense that you can't bend by yourself, I will give you the art of energy bending.
Bending the will of somebody, if you're not strong enough, you will be consumed by them. I think that's what's happening to Amon, is that he tried to energy bend and failed. And now someone else's will is now his will.
He may be going
Yeah.
crazy.
Which
He's going to
yes,
Zula on
which
us.
makes me think, because if you look at all the characters in Korra right now, they all have a connection or a similarity connection to a character from Last Airbender.
Right. What the lion turtle said official was, the true mind can weather all the lies and illusions without being lost. The true heart can touch the poison of hatred without being harmed. Since beginningless time, darkness thrives in the void, but is always yield to the purifying light. That is
The thing with also, it doesn't matter how like strong each other's will is, as long as the one who's performing the art has an unbendable will,
right.
it will perform it. So that's probably why he could do it to Lin.
It's probably, yeah. I mean, because let's face it, Ozai was not a kitty bender.
Yeah, he was not very well in the head either.
Well, like father,
Yeah, that's what
like
it says here,
daughter,
is
is all I gotta say on.
what? Zuko wasn't crazy for a while?
He was obsessed, but Iroh kind of broke him out of that.
I didn't find the Avatar to betray my honor.
Yeah, and then he learned later, you know what? I get my own honor back. My father didn't take it from me. I've had it all along, kind of.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, whoa, my balls finally dropped. I don't need
Yeah.
to do this.
Really, season 3 is season 3 Zuko. My balls just dropped.
Pretty much. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna go help the Avatar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be his firebending teacher.
That's the season 3 story arc for Zuko is, holy shit, I've had balls this whole time. Who knew?
Who knew? Fuck you. I'm gone.
It's like, I'm gonna help him, and I'm gonna kick your ass, and you know what? I'm gonna be the Fire Lord, even though I don't want to be.
Even though I really don't wanna, and I just want to live a nice life with my
Who's in
girlfriend,
prison?
I'll still do it.
Still do it. Because my uncle just wants to make tea.
Have his...
Because, God knows, we don't need a tea-making Fire Lord.
Yes. Who lost his birthright because...
Fire Lord Iroh, there's panic in the Earth Kingdom. What are we gonna do? Jasmine tea. What? We're gonna make jasmine tea until it stops. But they're killing our men.
Min
Jasmine tea with honey.
Sir, we
Okay.
don't want to go near the vulture wasp. I said honey.
I said honey. Sir, they're all the way in the middle of the Earth Kingdom desert.
I
said jasmine tea with honey.
do it. Throw all our resources at it.
This is a top priority mission. But sir, top priority mission.
Jasmine, honey, tea. Now.
Sir, all the Paisho boards in the world have been destroyed. What monster is responsible for this?
No, it's like at that point, it's like, my God.
My God, what monster is responsible for this? Send for the Avatar and the White Lotus crew.
Immediately.
We must destroy whatever Sir, they haven't all been destroyed. Someone just wasn't shipping them. Kill them on sight.
Sir, he's
Sorry,
right here. Kill him on
On
sight.
sight. I believe I did not stutter.
Iroh is
God.
just...
Best Fire Lord ever.
Best Fire Lord ever. He would do jack shit and get crazy over the slightest things.
Yeah, Iroh would have been an awesome Fire Lord, but you know what? I think they made the right move of going to Zuko. It's just
You know what? This 18-year-old boy should lead this entire nation.
Yeah, this 18-year-old boy, who, by the way, most of us has hated for the past 5 years,
Should lead this nation into
should
prosperity.
leave this nation since his father, who made us hate him, turned out to be jack shit
hey,
crazy.
don't forget the grandfather too.
Yeah, the grandfather was
Also
balls-
jack shit crazy.
The only one who seemed to be kind of grounded,
Azula.
no, was Iroh. And
Oh.
Yeah, Iroh was the only grounded one, and that's because he spent so long trying to tear down Ba
Yeah.
Sing Se.
Yeah, he was just like, these people are good people. What is this thing they keep sending us? It's called jasmine tea, sir.
Wait, is this poison? No.
I will
okay.
study peace.
Okay.
But
I will study
yeah,
tea.
it's just like the loss of his son is what kind of mellowed him out. Going, I have no heirs. I will make Zuko like.
Yeah, he
It's
really
like,
was.
I have no women to mate with.
Zuko, come here.
You are now taking the role of my son. But I already have a dad. Your dad's gonna burn you in the face in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, your dad burned you in the face. Deal with it, I'm your daddy now.
Yes.
But Uncle, shut
But
up.
Uncle, shut up.
Shut up and make Uncle some tea.
Patience, Zuko. No, I will not have patience. I must find the Avatar.
Zuko, get the
Patience,
fuck up.
or you're going to get a bitch slap.
Seriously, Ira's like the most pimp character ever.
Well, we're out of stuff to talk about, aren't
Well, this has been mostly a Korra and Avatar, and briefly Lollipop Chainsaw.
Briefly, Jason's stint to the reviewing a
Okay,
video
well,
game.
real quick,
Right.
I did see Rock of Ages, by the way, yesterday.
we? I don't want to talk about it because this is an overhyped, overproduced version of Glee.
No, it's not.
Your face
It's
is
a
overhyped.
Broadway musical, so therefore it is not Glee. And
It is famous people singing songs that were licensed. It is fucking
actually,
Glee.
it's more of Moulin Rouge without the tragedy at the end. That's
But Moulin Rouge sucked.
Yeah, Moulin
yeah.
Rouge
Well, the songs
sucked.
are actually good. Anyone who was born in the '80s and appreciates the music will enjoy this movie. And also,
The 80s. That was like, what,
shut
100
up.
years ago?
It was 20.
It's
I
getting
know,
close to 30, sadly.
I know.
Sadly.
I know. I was born mid.
Kissy, you're getting
yes, I'm
old.
old. Okay, I'll live with it. But
Old Crotchety Kissy Nocturne.
I'm just an old gaming lady. My hip.
My
Oh,
is actually...
Oh, my arthritis
oh,
won't let me
God.
push the A button. Why did I pick up my Xbox
Oh.
controller when I did that?
The phrase "my hip" made me think about the conversation we had before we started recording.
Oh, yeah, my hip. Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Let's not torture Jason with that. But I will say,
I want to.
if you like rock music from the 80s, you will enjoy Rock of Ages. That's all I'm going to say on it. I don't need to go into details. But I will say
what?
this. I do
I
have
will-
one thing I'm pissed off about in the movie, and my husband and I caught it in the third song. The guy playing Drew...
No hair metal?
No, the guy playing Drew is fucking auto-tuned. You can tell they auto-tuned. Everybody else, you can tell they just overlaid voices on them. But he's fucking
Mhm.
auto-tuned. I just gotta point that out.
One thing I will admit, when they did "Pour Some Sugar on Me,"
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've been singing that song wrong since I learned.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. What's the first line? It's like, oh god. Hold on, let me pull up the lyrics and I tell you what I
Okay.
thought it was.
Is this going to turn into I thought the lyrics were this when they were actually this?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
You know
but
what? There's one thing we haven't really discussed much on this podcast is music. We've discussed movies, video games, and TV shows up the wazoo. But we have not talked about music.
Let's talk about
no,
sex.
let's not go
yeah.
towards sex here. I don't want to hear Jason
Yeah,
moaning
the
in
starting
pain
lines-
from the mental images.
Right.
Again.
So you know, here's the first little bit. Love is like a bomb, baby, come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman, can I be your man? Here's what I thought the lyrics were. No, love is like a bomb, baby, come and get it on. Living like a lover in a red hot thong. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Devilish woman, can I be your man? Was what I thought
That's
the
the
lyrics
radio
were.
version.
Wrong.
Oh, so I'm
Yes.
right.
Because I
the
will
radio
say
is
right
still
now,
wrong.
the reason I know this is because someone always sings that at karaoke, and I do go to karaoke on Friday nights. And I won't name drop, but anyways, one of my friends is
Name drop.
very good at karaoke. I mean, he literally brings the house down with any Journey
Is
song.
he like Korean Elvis?
No.
Yeah.
He's very
Is
white.
he bring-
Elvis.
Oh my God, is he Korean Whitney Houston?
Oh my god.
That kid is awesome.
That would be
God.
amazing.
Have you seen that video?
Yes.
Oh my God, that kid is amazing.
Oh.
I always think Korean Elvis first.
Yeah.
Though.
You know what? I can't think anything but Korean Whitney Houston because somebody was playing Reach with me one day and they started playing that in the background. I was like, what the fuck are you listening to? And then they linked me and I was like, what the fuck is up with this kid?
It's like, what the? Why am I hitting repeat? Why am I hitting repeat so many?
Why am I hitting repeat like 8 times in a row?
Why are my ears listening to this? They bleed.
Can I just say intis?
No, because that is not a style. That is not a type of music. That is a type of horror
You mean Transformers having sex?
that needs to be. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
We need some wubs in there too.
Yeah. Wub, wub, wub.
I'm actually
Wub, wub,
jumping between house and rock lately. Not the new rock. I'm talking like classic oldies 80s rock, which is kind of the reasons why I
Technically,
kind of enjoyed Rock of Ages, because I was like, I know all these songs.
Because there were songs that were playing when you were still a
Yeah,
kid.
well, I didn't get to listen to the radio that much as a kid.
What's the radio? I thought did they still had to hand crank that shit back when you were a
we
kid?
had the AM FM radio thingy. We didn't have satellite yet or iTunes.
Did you have an 8-track?
I actually had a stereo with an 8-track and a record player.
Oh my
I did.
god.
And then my dad showed me how to use a tape
Switch
player, and
command.
I was so happy when he taught me that. You push this to play, you
Two-track
push this
with
to
future.
rewind and fast forward. Never push play and rewind at the same time. It ate
Why?
tapes. It would eat the film that's inside the tape, which held all the music, and if you look at a tape, which there's a spinner.
Tape?
Tape. A cassette tape.
Cassette?
I'm so glad I was born into the generation of CDs and DVDs. Laser discs. Oh, God.
You mean the giant, like, rubbery donut things you put into those big players that didn't have anything good
Hey!
on them?
At the time, it was the large DVD. Let's just face it there. I got to see Jurassic Park
It's
on
not
those
the large
babies.
DVD. It was like a huge record that you had to flip halfway through a movie.
With Jurassic Park, I didn't have to flip it at all. Because my mom worked at an entertainment hardware store. And they had a...
It was this thing called Blockbuster, which doesn't
Well,
exist
actually,
anymore.
it was called... and they had a room built for demoing their surround sound system. Well, sometimes my mom had to take me to work. And so her boss was okay that I was there, but he thought it was really cool that when he would come into the demo room, I would be sitting there watching Jurassic Park just as the T-Rex scene would hit. And he's like, I love you. I will just sit here and watch my movie at age 9. I think I was 9. I was either 9 or 10. Then I watched, like, True Lies, Total Recall, and Aladdin.
Total Recall when you were
My
9?
Dad had a bunch of rated R movies, and my mom didn't like buying Disney movies for me, so because they were too expensive. So I got to sit and watch Beverly Hills Cop, Total Recall, Terminator.
Wow, hippies made the
Well,
best
my
parents.
dad was a hippie. My mother wasn't. My mom was.
Was your mother part of the
My
system?
mom was.
And then your dad's like, yeah, fuck this.
Exactly. There's a reason my parents are divorced.
Ooh.
But yeah, I sat there and I would watch
Just like
R-rated movies as a kid, and people wonder why I get violent in video games. I've been desensitized too much, but I knew better than to shoot
I have
someone
nothing.
in the head.
I have nothing to contribute. So
But
This is just a tribute.
contribute. God, you need a hearing aid.
No, I meant that as a reference to Tenacious D, which is my favorite band ever.
Jack Black is very good when it comes to singing. Favorite Jack
Yep.
Black movie for me has to be a toss-up between Kung Fu Panda 1, 2 was a joke, although it made me cry, and School of Rock.
Adorable baby Bo.
Oh, he's so cute!
Little baby Bo.
Yeah, see, that movie was made for you, though. Because it's schizophrenic, and so
Well,
are you.
yes, I admit I'm schizophrenic. And also my husband's nickname is Panda, so... I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, so I'm good. I'm in the clear. I can say that.
So would you say you blow
No.
Poe?
I'm not going there.
Do we want to make
No.
Jason cry?
Does your panda kung fu all over you?
Oh, the whooshy finger hold.
Oh.
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 I didn't do it! I didn't do
I'm
it!
like with dirty. Ew. Ew.
And with this, I think we should end the podcast with Jason screaming in agony. This has been a torture podcast for Jason.
It really has. You guys have no idea.
Abort.
Oh, I got one. Who here has Skyrim?
I do.
Jason, we're getting way off the subject.
Jason's like in the fetal
I
position at this
do.
point.
Hey,
I have Skyrim.
He has
are you
Skyrim.
guys excited about the horse riding combat?
No,
I
I don't
Really?
care. I don't care because I've 1,000 the game.
I haven't, but then again, I have a
Yeah,
cracked version.
I 1,000 the game within like 2 months.
But I've been.
Amazing, Jason. It's like he can do the whooshy finger hold.
Fuck. You know what? No, that wasn't even a good
No.
setup for it. So
Sorry, that was a
Yeah.
fail.
Just try. I just want to hear him scream
You
again.
just want a clean scream of him crying into the fetal position
wow.
for an intro, don't you?
Wow, I may not come back next week now. He just wants me to hurt.
Jason, if it makes you feel any better, we all hurt on the inside.
Not going there.
Yeah, but we don't actively make others
See,
do
here's
it.
what's funny. I think it's an initiation into the Just Fuck It podcast to have one podcast of being tortured to death. I know where mine was.
Which one was that? Oh yeah. That's my favorite episode, though.
Cat pulses. Cat pulses.
And I would,
That's
and
all I
I'm,
gotta
and
say.
I'm for sure if Tura was on the podcast right now, he would say the same thing.
So, Jason, this is your torture podcast. You are officially inducted into the group. Yay.
Hooray! Jason's a big boy.
You're so mean.
I like where this is
You
going.
love where everything.
I don't. So let's end the
Yes.
podcast
Okay.
or the Tubecast
Quick
or whatever
summary
the
of
hell
the
we are.
podcast.
We're a
We
thing on
talked about
casting.
Korra. We talked about Lollipop Chainsaw. We talked about Rock of Ages. Well, I did. And we talked about Avatar.
Did anybody see Prometheus?
No, but my
No.
mother-in-law saw it and she said, it's, eh.
There's gonna be a Prometheus too.
Yeah, it's called Alien.
No, the thing doesn't even link to Alien at the end. It links into a Prometheus too.
Yeah, it probably does, from what I've heard.
It might as well be an AVP movie at that point.
No.
I'm sorry. It's just like, I had to sit through all the Alien franchise movies recently because Tora has not seen them. And I just learned yesterday she did not get to see American Tail, which is a classic for her age. So,
She's never
Yes.
seen American Tail.
never seen it. Because someone sang Somewhere
Really?
Out There, and she was like, what's this song? And my husband and I literally looked at her and go, Fievel, American Tail, his sister sings it. Like, it's the main song that's carried through the entire movie. And she's like, never seen it. And we just, like, jaw dropped and we're like, what kind of movie guru are you? Because she had not seen Back to the Future.
What kind of retard is?
Oh, whoa.
It takes a special kind of retard not to know
Well,
that.
she grew up mostly on music, so we've slowly caught her up. She's seen now all 3 Back to the Futures, which I did have to sit through on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Or no, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry.
That's inexcusable. I've watched all 3 of those movies
And they're
way too many
awesome.
times.
In a
I
day,
love Back
yeah.
to the Future. That's just one point.
Back when Sci-Fi Channel got started, that was like one of the first movies they showed was Back to the Future and then Back to the
Yes.
Future Part 2. Back to back.
I love Doc Brown.
Oh, you love some Christopher Lloyd, eh?
You know what I mean. Do not take it in that direction. I
He
know.
always does. Have we not learned anything yet?
Sick-minded. You're perverted, Knightmari.
Can we end the podcast? now?
Congratulations,
It's like the
9-year-old
third
man.
time I've been trying to do it.
Yes, let's
Huh?
end the podcast. 2 out of the
Can
3
we?
say end it. So, let's say fuck everybody. Good night.
Fuck everybody. Good night.
Yeah, fuck you guys.